In a place far beyond the ordinary world, across the vast sea of stars and dreams, lies a hidden island known as Neverland, a place where no one ever grows up, and magic is in every corner. Here children laugh with mermaids and chase the thrill of adventure. But away in a quiet corner of this magical land is a small glowing fairy with a heart of emotion and a great talent, called Tinker Bell. Tinker Bell wasn't like the other fairies. While some fairies could summon flowers with a flick of their wings or paint the sky with rainbows, Tinker Bell had different magic. She was a tinker fairy, a mender, a problem solver. Broken pots, kettles, and forgotten treasures found new life in her tiny hands. Her workshop, nestled under the shelter of mushroom caps and glowing moss, was filled with tools and metal parts. With every clink of her hammer and sparkle of her pixie dust, Tinker could mend anything. But her talent wasn't the only thing that set her apart. Tinker Bell was a creature of pure emotion. She didn't just feel things, she lived them. Every moment of joy, every flicker of anger, every ounce of jealousy coursed through her like a storm. It was both her gift and her curse. Her heart, however, belonged to Peter Pan. Peter was the boy who never grew up, the leader of the Lost Boys, and the one who filled Neverland with stories and laughter. From the moment Tinker Bell met him, she was fiercely loyal to him, following him on every daring adventure. Whether they were outsmarting the pirates or soaring high above the clouds, Tinker Bell was always there, her golden glow trailing behind him like a loyal shadow. But Tinker's devotion to Peter was more than just friendship. It was deep, passionate, and, at times, overwhelming. She couldn't bear the thought of anyone else taking her place by Peter's side. And then came Wendy Darling. Wendy, the girl Peter brought from the world beyond the stars, enchanted him with her stories and calm, caring nature. Tinker Bell watched from afar, her jealousy simmering like a fire that wouldn't go out. Peter was spending more time with Wendy, and Tinker feared that Peter didn't need her anymore. One day her emotions took control. Tinker Bell, in a fit of jealousy, flew to the Lost Boys and convinced them that Wendy was a danger. She whispered that Wendy was trying to hurt Peter, and in their innocence, the Lost Boys believed her. They aimed an arrow at Wendy, and in a flash, it struck her. But Tinker Bell's triumph was short-lived. When Peter found out what had happened, his face filled with anger and disappointment. For the first time, Tinker Bell saw the hurt in Peter's eyes, and it cut deeper than any arrow. She hadn't just hurt Wendy. She had betrayed Peter's trust. Ashamed and heartbroken, Tinker Bell hid away, her glow dimming with every passing hour. But no matter how much her emotions controlled her, one thing remained true. She would do anything for Peter. So, when Captain Hook, the fearsome pirate who always sought to destroy Peter, concocted a new plan to defeat him, Tinker Bell didn't hesitate. Hook had poisoned Peter's medicine, a trap so cunning that even Peter couldn't see it coming. But Tinker Bell knew. She saw the poison shimmer in the bottle and knew what would happen if Peter drank it. Without thinking, without hesitation, she flew straight toward the bottle. Peter, confused, didn't understand at first. But as Tinker Bell drank, the poison meant for him, her tiny body shuddered, and her light flickered like a dying star. Peter rushed to her side, panic in his eyes. Tinker Bell's glow was fading fast, her wings losing their strength. She had saved him, but at a terrible cost. "Tink," Peter whispered, holding her fragile body in his hands. He looked around, desperate for a way to save her. There was only one way. In a voice filled with hope, Peter called out to the world, "If you believe in fairies, clap your hands. Please, clap your hands, if you believe." And far beyond the stars, in the world of children, the sound of clapping hands filled the air. Slowly, Tinker Bell's light began to flicker back to life. The belief in fairies, the belief in her, gave her the strength to return. Tinker Bell opened her eyes, her glow bright and strong once more. She had risked everything for Peter, and in the end, she had been saved not just by magic, but by love. From that day on, Tinker Bell's loyalty to Peter remained as fierce as ever. But she had learned a valuable lesson about the power of emotions and the strength of her own heart. Though she would always feel deeply love, anger, jealousy, and joy, Tinker knew that what made her special wasn't just her magic, but her heart. And so, if you ever find yourself in Neverland, and you hear the soft tinkling of bells, or see a glimmer of light darting between the trees, it just might be the fiery fairy with a heart as bright as her pixie dust. Just remember to believe, because as long as you believe in fairies, Tinker Bell will always be there, ready to fix what's broken, in the world or in her heart. Moral lessons of Tinker Bell. Loyalty is powerful, but must be balanced with wisdom. Tinker Bell's loyalty to Peter Pan was unwavering, but her actions were sometimes driven by jealousy rather than good judgment. True loyalty means supporting those we care about, but also making sure our emotions don't cloud our decisions. Emotions are natural, but should be controlled. Tinker Bell is a creature of pure emotion. And while emotions are a vital part of being human, or fairy, acting on them impulsively can cause harm. Learning to control feelings like jealousy and anger helps us make better choices. Redemption is possible through selflessness. Tinker Bell made mistakes like her actions toward Wendy, but she redeemed herself by risking her life to save Peter. We all make mistakes, but taking responsibility and acting selflessly can lead to forgiveness and redemption. Belief has the power to heal and transform. The moment where Tinker Bell is saved by the belief in fairies shows the power of faith and belief. Whether it's belief in oneself or in others, believing can bring light, hope, and strength in difficult times. Value others, without fear of losing your place. Tinker Bell's jealousy stemmed from the fear that Wendy would take Peter away from her. But love and friendship are not finite. Caring for someone doesn't mean there's less room for others. Trust in your worth and allow space for others without feeling threatened. Actions have consequences. Tinker Bell learned that her actions, motivated by jealousy, had real consequences for Wendy and for her relationship with Peter. This teaches that it's important to think about how our behavior impacts others. Forgiveness is a path to healing. Peter eventually forgives Tinker Bell, reminding us that forgiveness is key to healing relationships. Mistakes do not have to define us, and we can move forward with understanding and compassion. These lessons highlight the importance of emotional growth, self-awareness, and the value of positive, meaningful relationships.